Welcome everybody back to Yoshi Sape's Summer Vacation. I don't think we said the name last time or honored our friend Elka Furman. Hope I'm saying your name right. Cheers to you. It's been a fun hack. I know sometimes it feels like the game's taking like a background to whatever my mind is talking about, but that's a bit of what we do here, but trying to cover things where I can. Let's get to it. Hope everybody's doing well. Why? See, this is funny where I can't place this. Like, I'm questioning if it's Mario 2, fake Mario 2 or not. Damn, man, like, something that gets me. I love game music. It's like, I'm like, can't place the most obvious things. And it will hit me and it will drive me nuts. And it won't hit me during this recording. Oh god, I did not see those spikes. It's Mario 2. I'm trying to think of where. Where the heck does that play? Like, I haven't done a lot of that. I can never really get far in it. Last time I tried, I actually did decently okay. Also, P.S., we're doing the Mario Maker thing here, by the way, where we have stacks of towers of enemies now. That's notable. I don't know if I've seen that in the Mario world, actually. I think this guy's done it a few times. This person's done it a few times. Elka Furman has. And they, yeah, they placed a few of those, and I didn't notice. It's some things that become, like, almost the norm from the actual, gaming metaverse, or Marioverse, whatever you want to call it, into, like, these hacks. But, it's interesting how the two likely inspire each other, honestly. I would be curious how much, there's certainly people that work in the division of Nintendo that probably are aware or have been or are secretly or knowingly part of like something like SMW Central. And I'm not saying ideas are being stolen. I really don't believe in that. Yoshi commits tax fraud. Audrey stole that from somewhere. I stole it from Audrey. I admit it too. It's not really stealing. And this comes from the artist's perspective. We're getting philosophical here again. This is the philosophical take on Yoshi Saves Something. Because when Walmart's running amok, you gotta get philosophical on your Mario packs. You know what I mean? But yeah, like, it's my belief that no idea, like, it obviously depends how you use it, right? Like, give credit, all that stuff. I believe something you should be doing. Yeah. And you do where you do. No, it's like Yoshi commits tax fraud. I don't know where that originally comes from, and that's on me. I'm giving credit to Audrey. It's not Audrey's. But yeah, man, it's inspiration fueling each other in the world. It's honestly a positive thing, I feel. So, I mean, that probably happens within the Marioverse, and I would be proud to see it. You know what I mean? Also, I'd like to point out earlier, P-switches don't actually move. You can't carry them. I can finally see it. This isn't the light. This looked like a switch I had to hit there. Although it is not background. I just was able to touch it. DS slogan. Touching is good. What a weird slogan. Did everyone ever find that weird? I always found that. I know it was like because the DS was a thing that came out and had a touchscreen. One of the first touchscreens and a very functionally different one than what we know today, honestly. Kind of bums me out sometimes. Like, even the Wii U kind of continued a touchscreen that could still work with the stylus, but the Switch no longer has that. Like, one of the first things I actually bought on my Switch, the first thing, was Mario Maker 2. Hoping to recapture some of that magic I had on Mario hacking back in the day, and then Mario Maker 1, I did quite fall in love with that as well. But I bought that, and it was like, now I can't use a stylus. I think this is probably a point with a lot of people. Like, you can use the touch screen, but there's something a lot more precise about, like, with something like a pen. It's great. Here's my notes from class. You want to know how to fight a Garuda? Got notes for that. No, I'm not, Mitzi. You're Mitzi. No. Things are actually pretty... You're just picking up random things. Ooh, look, it's 3DS games. Touchscreens. I don't know. This is what I do. This is me. Welcome to me. Welcome to me. But yeah, like, I feel like Mario Maker is actually a great point to talk about often in conjunction with like the Mario SMW Central, like Mario World kind of community. And I remember saying to my friends at the time, probably a little more, I guess, mainstream for lack of a better word, on a lot of these things. Like, they got really into Mario Maker 1, both the ones I'm thinking of. Shout out to Seb and Alex. And, like, I remember staying at Alex's house, and I was playing one of my Mario World packs. And they were like, why are you doing that? Like, why would you play this in Mario? So, what do you mean? You guys are literally, like, they were the stereotypical, like, PC gamers, back then, especially. I hope that doesn't hit me. Okay. And, I was like, you realize you have a computer, you can do so much more. And I was, like, running through one level. It's like, look at the things you could do. And they're like, yeah, but it looks so cheap. To be fair, I was playing, like, a little more of a budget hack. And, like, the animations were amazing and stuff. And, like, yeah, things didn't look as good as, like, Mario Maker, but in a lot of these, you can do so much more. You have a computer at your disposal. You have limitless amount of people involved in that community, creating different ways to mod the same game. Mario Maker is wonderfully, talking the Wii U iteration, was a wonderfully accessible tool to everybody that had a relatively inaccessible console, ironically. At least or a low-demand console, probably more than inaccessible. RIP, I love that thing, PS. Mass death. Burned by fire. Monty Mall. I don't remember if you can stand where they jump out. But yeah, look, it's always a conversation there, but yeah, I think it ultimately comes down to, like, accessibility versus, you're able to do more. You know, that's the two different avenues. So they even, like, believe, like, oh, Mario Maker's superior. And I was, like, arguing back then. I was like, Mario Maker 1 didn't even have slanted freaking hills. Because they were, like, something about, you know, Mario 1 graphics not being able to, like, do slanted hills. And it's like, the hell it can't. Look, we have it in 2 now. But it still is endlessly fascinating to me that Mario Maker 1 was, like, a phenomenon at the time. I very much, and probably intentionally by the devs, compared it to, like, the Mario Maker of that generation. The Mario Paint of that generation. It's even reusing assets, and I think a lot of the same people were, like, on that creative team, etc. But, like, that thing was huge, especially for, like, streamers, video people. Hell, I made a few videos on it. I think. Well, I know I did. I think it's a few. Back in the day. And it was this huge thing that, from, like, an arguably worse game than its sequel. Cool level with the lightning effects, but it's been a pleasure. I know it is technical. It's not. It is. I'm playing it. I'm experiencing it. It's wonderful. It's all beach theme, I'm assuming, so we're pretty much getting near the end of it here, I can imagine. But yeah, it's endlessly fascinating to me. Mario Maker 1. It's like this huge deal, and, like, I feel like it was talked about way more, and way more people are playing it, and I think, like, the Wii U, for its lack of success, really didn't find any less success in the, streamer-verse, can we call it? Like, your most popular streamers that you probably already watched and YouTubers had a Wii U. That's who had it. It was still getting coverage. Mario Maker was a big thing. And Mario Maker 2 comes out, and it's kind of like crickets. Maybe we got older amongst my friends group. Like, I want to say when the Wii U was out, I was watching quite a bit of YouTubers and stuff personally still. Whereas I'm not now. I think ironically my friends are, and weren't then. Which is kind of funny. But, yeah, it was a very covered game. Now that the second rightfully feels like something is missing. It's basically the same game with kind of all the things I was asking for, like slanted ground and all that. But it does have that lack of, like, precision control for creation with the touchscreen being gone. Like, I got very used to the control stick building, but I don't think a lot of people do, man. Like, I was the guy playing real-time strategies like Command & Conquer, on N64 and stuff, and The Sims is another big one. Like, the amount of freaking hours we logged into The Sims, and The Sims busting out. Find out years later, people thought it was clunky controls, and I'm like, man, like, we just got used to it, I guess. Like, I had no issues with the controller being a mouse kind of thing, right? So that's probably, I'm probably a little more forgiving of, like, Mario Maker 2. Because really, like, controller being a touch screen, controller being a mouse is inherently slower. And not something a lot of people have patience for, I think. This ground pound through the ground mechanic has not been used a lot, by the way. What is this? Again, I know the song, I can't place it. It's me nuts, man. I think it's still from Mario. Like, I think a lot of the music theming has seemed to be still from Mario, honestly, so... Can't quite tell you. And I spent like half a Mario hack here talking about the game that... The hacking community is not worried. It's funny, I have been in on their conversations here and there when Mario Maker came out where they're like, oh, well, hacking's dead. It's like, a lot of them are like, no, it's not. All the reasons I said. Again, I think going back, like, both existing in the same world, there's nothing wrong with that. I do like how we have, jeez, very, oh my god, Mario 2 themed battles here. This actually might be a challenge, holy crap. I was gonna say, I haven't had a huge challenge in this game. Not that I was asking for one. Oh god, oh look at that trick. Look at that trick, I can play Kaizo too. Dude, you just chucked that straight down the pit. This color of Lego is, isn't that more like the Lego candy? It's not like, there's a Lego candy that's colorations are like blue, red, and green, and they're kind of, a little less saturated in color like these. That's, I think those are the colors of the candy. I don't even think I've ever had that candy, but again, photographic memory, I've seen it. Photographic memory is not. You know what? Before we go any further, we're going to do this next time. It's about 4-part series it's looking like. So everybody take care. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and we'll see you on the finale.